Ukrainian forces have repelled another Russian assault attempt near the embattled city of Chasiv Yar, unleashing a coordinated barrage of FPV drones and artillery fire against an advancing Russian assault group moving from the direction of Bakhmut. The strike, carried out by Ukraine's 24th Separate Mechanized Brigade in coordination with the 427th Separate Unmanned Systems Regiment Rayrog and the Operational Strategic Grouping Kortitsia, highlighted the increasingly lethal role of drone warfare in the brutal battle for eastern Ukraine. Video footage released on May 13th captured the moment Russian troops attempted to advance across exposed terrain on the approaches to Chasiv Yar. According to the Ukrainian brigade, more than 20 Russian soldiers moved openly along the route from Bakhmut, apparently attempting to reinforce assault elements already engaged near the city's outskirts. Ukrainian reconnaissance units detected the movement almost immediately, triggering a rapid, coordinated response involving artillery crews and FPV drone operators. More than 20 Russians moved openly from the direction of Bakhmut, the brigade stated. Reconnaissance detected them, artillery and drones dismantled them. The operation was carried out in coordination. The released combat footage painted a chaotic picture of the assault. FPV drones first targeted a trailer towing a quad bike reportedly being used to transport troops and equipment toward the front line. Moments later, additional drones descended on dismounted Russian infantry scrambling across roads, tree lines, and shattered terrain scarred by months of continuous combat. Explosions erupted along the route as Ukrainian artillery joined the strike, trapping the assault group in what appeared to become a deadly kill zone. Particularly striking was footage reportedly recovered from cameras carried by Russian soldiers participating in the attack. The perspective offered a rare and grim glimpse into the intensity of close-range drone warfare now dominating the front lines around Chasiv Yar. Soldiers could reportedly be seen attempting to disperse under incoming drone attacks as explosions tore through the area around them. The battle for Chasiv Yar has become one of the fiercest confrontations in the Donetsk region since Russian forces captured Bakhmut in 2024 after months of devastating urban warfare. Since then, Moscow has poured troops, armor, artillery, and drone units into repeated assaults aimed at breaking through Ukrainian defenses west of Bakhmut and securing control over the strategically vital high-ground city. Russian forces currently hold eastern and central sectors of Chasiv Yar, while Ukrainian defenders continue to maintain positions in the western districts despite constant bombardment and assault operations. The city's geography gives it considerable military importance. Control of Chasiv Yar would potentially open additional routes for Russian advances toward key Ukrainian defensive hubs such as Kostiantynivka and further deeper into the Donetsk region. Military analysts have repeatedly described Chasiv Yar as one of the most critical defensive strongholds remaining in eastern Ukraine. The city sits on elevated terrain that provides advantageous observation and artillery positions, making it difficult for attacking forces to advance without sustaining heavy losses. As a result, Russian assaults in the area have increasingly relied on small infantry groups supported by drones, motorcycles, quad bikes, and light transport vehicles in an effort to reduce exposure to Ukrainian artillery and anti-armor systems. However, Ukrainian drone units have adapted rapidly. FPV drones, relatively inexpensive but highly maneuverable first-person view strike drones, have become one of the defining weapons of the conflict. Capable of hunting individual soldiers, vehicles, and logistical convoys with precision, These systems now play a central role in disrupting Russian assault operations before they can reach Ukrainian defensive lines. The latest strike near Chasiv Yar also reflects a broader Ukrainian strategy aimed at systematically targeting Russian logistics, command infrastructure, and troop concentrations across occupied territories and along the front line. Earlier, Ukraine's Special Operations Forces of Ukraine reported conducting a series of medium-range drone strikes against Russian command posts, ammunition depots, repair facilities, logistics hubs, and drone infrastructure in occupied areas of Donetsk, Luhansk, and Zaporizhia regions, as well as targets inside Belgorod Oblast. As fighting intensifies across the Eastern Front, the battle for Chasiv Yar continues to symbolize the grinding and technologically evolving nature of the war. Drone surveillance now watches nearly every movement near the front line, leaving assault groups increasingly vulnerable the moment they leave cover. For Russian troops attempting advances toward the shattered city, even brief exposure in open terrain can rapidly turn into a deadly encounter under the eyes of Ukrainian reconnaissance and strike drones. For Russian assault units operating near Chasiv Yar, the consequences of exposure on the battlefield are becoming increasingly severe. Open ground that once served as a staging route for attacks has effectively become a monitored kill zone, where movement can trigger immediate detection and destruction. As the battle for the shattered city continues, Ukrainian forces are relying not only on entrenched defenses, but also on a rapidly expanding drone warfare network that is steadily transforming the nature of combat along the Eastern Front. Amid the ruins of Chasiv Yar, where shattered buildings, burned vehicles, and cratered streets stretch across the horizon, the war has entered a new phase defined by relentless surveillance and precision strikes. Every assault risks being seen. Every movement risks being tracked. And for troops advancing across the exposed approaches to the city, the sound of drones overhead has become one of the deadliest warnings on the battlefield.